everyone, Brittany here of Sun and Soil Farm, and today I'm going to be teaching you guys how to use our crop planning spreadsheet. So this is the spreadsheet we've been using and developing for the past 4 years here on our farm. It's easy to use, it's simple, you can scale it up, scale it down, so you can use it for your personal garden, you can use it for a small farm. And I have the link to it on our website. It's just a Google sheet. It's free. Anybody can click on it. There's not any gimmicks here, or you don't have to sign up for my newsletter or anything like that. It's just a resource that I've developed for myself, and I thought it might be helpful for other people. So let's dive right in. Let's start off on where to find the spreadsheet. So if you go to our website, sunandsoilfarm.wordpress.com, and click on crop plan, I'll come here and just scroll down, and this here is the link to it. The link is going to open a view only spreadsheet, so you have to save a copy of the spreadsheet to your own Google Sheet or Google Drive. So there's instructions right here on how to do that, depending on if you're on a computer or a phone. So you just come up here to File, make a copy, and then rename that for whatever you want it to be. All right, so now let's go through the sections of the spreadsheet. Okay, let's dive into the spreadsheet here. So you will see that there are 3 tabs. There's the Sun and Soil Farm 2025 log and template. So let me show you around the spreadsheet here. And this is our actual crop plan for the year. So that is, all the way filled out and everything. So beginning here on the very left, A, this is where you will find the names of our beds, the lengths of our beds, and each section or block is broken up by one of these purple lines that has the dates in it. Right next to that is the previous plantings. This area is for crop rotation, and this is where I plug in what has been in the bed each year. So each individual bed, and this just helps me try to rotate stuff the best as we can on our 1/4 acre farm. So you can imagine it's not perfect, but this keeps it simple and easy to see that information. Then coming more to the right here, this is the week by week. So I have week 1, 2, 3, 4, every week of the year coming out to the right. And you'll want to plug in your first frost. So you can just make it in red, whatever that date is for you. If you have any other important dates, like we're going on vacation this year in the summer, so we needed to record that so we know not to have anything in the greenhouse while we're gone. And then we won't really have anything to plant these 2 weeks because we won't have anything started in the greenhouse. Keep coming over here to the right, our first frost date. And just having those key information will help your planning process. All right, so let's head down the spreadsheet. The next section is going to be below this black line here, and this will be all of the crops that we're growing on our farm here. Next to it is our bed feet per crop. So for example, bok choy here, these are our numbers: 76 feet in the spring, 159 feet in the fall, total 235 feet. And this is just so you can calculate your dollars per crop per bed foot. It's nifty to have it added up as you go instead of trying to backtrack and figure that information out. And then if we move to the right, it's just the same list of all the crops over here on the left, but this is for succession planning. So lettuce here is a really great example. We do 9 weeks of lettuce in the spring. So I have those weeks indicated here in purple. Purple means plant in our spreadsheet. So this shows me these are the 9 weeks we want to plant lettuce in the spring. And then as we were crop planning, like for example, here week 9, week 1 of lettuce. Let's find it. Here it is. So as I got that plugged into the crop plan, I would strike it out. And I could also put the bed feet here. So I have 9 feet of lettuce planned that week. And that's just as we're going through and making sure we have everything figured out in the plan. This is how we keep track of this. For like beets, we want every other week. So we have that indicated here. And I think that's kind of all the different areas of the spreadsheet. So the next thing to show you will be the template. So this will be most likely what you want to modify for yourself. So let's go up to the top left here. You know, if you don't care about crop rotation, just don't fill that out. You can add rows above and below, you know, rename the area, rename the beds for however you have your setup. If you don't have different size beds like we do, you don't really need to worry about the bed beat here on column A. And then your crops, just go ahead and modify this. You know, you can delete it, you can reorganize it. The way I have it organized is because this is how I have it in my finance spreadsheet. So I just try to have, you know, the same information organized the same way across all my spreadsheets. So it's just easiest for me to use the information. And then you'll kind of want to just come in here and start plugging in your successions. So, or your planting dates. So like your ideal, if you have an ideal planting date for kale, you know, go ahead and get that highlighted purple. If you want to do multiple rounds of lettuce, go ahead, get those highlighted purple. And then you can, you know, write in here, like I have lettuce 1, lettuce 2, lettuce 3. You can write those in there. All right, and then let's go ahead and, you know, start using this spreadsheet together so you can see how I set it up or how I use it myself. So I come down here to the bottom, lettuce 5, week 13 here. So I would come up here and find a place to plug it in. So let's say I have lettuce 5 here. And then for the greenhouse, 1, 2, 3, 4, I'm going to turn that green. So for us, it's always green means greenhouse, purple means planting. So things that are direct sowed like carrots or radishes, those don't ever have a green cell, they just have the purple. And yeah, it's kind of, you just plug it in, and to kind of show you better, if we just look at one row here, let's find a good one. Okay, so let's look at this one together. So it looks like week 5, we're starting bok choy in the greenhouse. It's going to get planted on week 10. The next week after that, we're starting lettuce, and lettuce is going in that bed. And then after that, sunflowers are going in. And so, you know, you kind of use like the days to maturity to figure out how long something's going to be in the ground. If it's your first time doing this, I would maybe add an extra week between each crop as a buffer, just in case things are going a little bit slower. And then as I plan, as I go across each row, like here, lettuce 9, when I know that crop is done, I write new crop in blue so that when you're doing your next succession or planting in that bed, you know you can go ahead and plug it in there. You'll just be looking for these new crops in the column that you're working in, and that can help you really maximize your beds and make sure that you have something in there every week of the year. We're going to have a gap here because we're going on vacation, but that's okay. That's just the way it's going to be this year. Okay, so that shows you how to use it. And then the next thing to show you is the log. So let's see here. I have up to week 9 filled out here. So let's do some week 10 together. So this log is basically our greenhouse log, as well as information showing like when we're transplanting, when we're direct seeding. It gives us an idea of when we'll be able to harvest, and then plug in the actual information. So not just the DTM, but the actual numbers. And then have a place for notes for stuff on the greenhouse. So like here, we had decided we wanted to do tighter cabbage spacing after the fact. So just taking a note on why we had started more plants then. Here, lacinato the week before, the germination was really bad. So just extra lacinato to cover from the week before. All right, so like I said, let's go ahead and do some week 10 here. So when I come to Sun Soil Farm 2025, I'm going to come to week 10. And I always start with the greenhouse dates first, so I'll highlight this. So here's our first crop that needs to get put into here. So beet 4. And then I come and grab the bed name here. Okay, let's go back. Re-highlight 10. There's a lettuce that needs to get started. Oh, actually, here's another beet. So whenever it's more of the same crop, I grab just the bed information and plug it in. And I use, where's, there we go, wrapping, wrap. Okay, there we go. So I can see that there's multiple beds here for the beets. And then let's see what else we had. Week 10, we have this lettuce right here. Okay. Then, okay. Anything else? Cilantro. And I just love the way that this works. Makes it really easy each week of the year to look and see what are you starting in the greenhouse and what are you planting. All right, so that's everything that's, getting started in the greenhouse. Then I'll come and find the beets. So beet 1 is getting planted this week, week 10. So I'm going to come and steal this 10 here. Let me go ahead and make it a different color. Okay, there we go. So we have orange 10. I'm going to come up here and find beets. So here are all those beets right here. So I'm going to put this in here. And this is transplant date. And then this will just mean I need to come back in and plug in this actual date after they're planted. Once you have that date plugged in, let's say we do them tomorrow, so 2/23/25, then you can use a formula here for harvest date. So equal sign is going to be this plus this. Now I already is guess that's what I want it to do because I do that all the time. So I'm going to hit equal. And there we go. That'll give me an approximate harvest date. And yeah, that's how you use the log. You can see I go through and put a line in between each one, do a different color. And then as things empty out in the season, I will go through, like once that crop's out of the ground, it's fully harvested, I'll just turn that line white. All this information will be filled out then, and I won't have this in the greenhouse anymore. And that just helps me see what's actually in the greenhouse. Okay, so that is the basics of the spreadsheet. Quick tutorial of how to use it. Make it your own. This is just what works well for us. One more thing I should mention here, sometimes you'll need 2 things in the same cell. Like lettuce is getting planted, but beets need to get started in the greenhouse that week. I just do some little triangles and put it in bold and an exclamation point to help me catch that. And when I'm looking at week 12, I'll see, oh, beets from the beets need to happen as well. Okay, so I hope that that makes sense. If you guys have any questions, just leave them in the comments. If you make any changes to the spreadsheet that you think other people will like, let's all work together and collaborate on this. All right, happy crop planting, everybody.